Well, good Saturday morning, everyone. It is already getting nice and toasty in Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and do the transplant this morning. And I found out what my cherry tomato plant, my second one, was starting to dry out. That's why the leaves were not looking very happy. So I'm going to transplant one of the pepper plants out of it, so it's got enough room for its roots, and the Roma tomato has enough room for, or not the Roma, the cherry tomato has enough room for its roots. So let me put you back down and we'll get this process started. All right, y'all. So the first thing I do is prep my soil, because if you don't do that, you're not going to give this plant a chance to recover from the transplant. So what I do is get in here and get about half the soil out, because I just keep the soil in whatever grow bag I've already taken a plant out of, or have a container before a grow bag's ready. Go. Get that in there. Get some more soil out. I should have broken the soil up first before I started this, y'all. I tell you. Okay, just about there. And trust me, if you think gardening isn't work, it's work. In fact, last night, because we reached 104 degrees Fahrenheit, I came out to water the garden, and I took advice from one of y'all who said maybe the reason my jalapeno plants aren't producing, or my pepper plants aren't producing, is because I'm not giving it enough water. And I felt down in the planter, and that's why I'm replanting one of these pepper plants, because I realized I'm not giving it enough water. I mean, when we hit 104 in Texas in August, it needs extra water. So I gave everything a really good soaking. And that meant yesterday, y'all, my exercise yesterday evening at 10 o'clock with a temperature of 91 still, mind you, in Texas, and a heat index of 99. I'm glad I didn't look at it before I went out, because otherwise I would have waited longer. But to get my walking in, along with my strength training when I water the garden, I take 1 gallon of water and go water whatever section of the garden I can water with that, and then I bring it back and go get the next gallon, and I just do that to get all that in, the strength training, the cardio, everything. And y'all, I did 10 gallons of water last night for my garden. Let me tell ya, I was sweating up a storm when I got back inside and turned that air down low after I started the first part of the recovery. And y'all, I went through several bottles of water. So trust me, it gives you a good workout. So if you ever think gardening, you're like, oh man, I'm not going to get much exercise. Trust me, you get exercise. But anyway, so what I add to my soil every time I start a new plant or transplant a plant into different soil is I have my Joby's organic plant fertilizer. It does your food plants and your flowers and your herbs. So I got the variety one. Whenever I first started gardening last fall, I just got the tomato one. So this year I knew I was going to do lots of other stuff, so I got all the plants one. So I put just a little bit in there, not too much. You want it enough to have some nutrients in there, but not too much, because I do this twice. I do it in the middle of the soil to help get down. I'm going to stir it here with my handy dandy rake. And then I also, for some extra calcium, because plants love calcium, if you ever wonder, man, what do people do for calcium? If you eat eggs every day, rinse out your eggshells. Don't throw them away. Rinse them out. Get them dried out. And then you can crush them up. I crush them in my Ninja, and you can use that as calcium. I know it shows people growing like seedlings in an egg, but it just doesn't break down the calcium quick enough. So if you crush it, it gets your calcium broken down much quicker. so then you can get that nutrition to the plants. So I put some in there too, and then I use my handy little hand rake and stir it up really good. I get all the way to the bottom of the grow bag to get all this good fertilizer stirred in there well. And because we're so hot, I'm going to go ahead and start putting a little bit of water to get a bit of moisture in here, since it's dry dirt that's been sitting just waiting for the next plant. So I'm going to get this water right here. This is my one that I use if I kind of want the water to spread out. My watering can I use for that. Just do that, get a little bit of water in there, and then mix it up again so that water's kind of spread throughout, gets the soil nice and moist. And then the soil, remember I took out at the beginning, I just pour in the top. So I do that, get that in there good. And you want loose soil, especially for your vegetables. Actually, I think this is one of the big reasons why my garden has flourished so much this year. I have really loose soil, so it helps with the aeration in the plants for the root system. And these grow bags, y'all, I got at Amazon, it is so worth it. I think for 10 5-gallon bags I spent maybe $20. I'll see if I can find the link and I'll put it down in the description, so y'all can, for your next growing season, y'all can, potentially do that if you don't have a place where you can put them down in the ground. That's the best if you can. If not, if you're like me, living in an apartment right now, or living in a condo, or just have a small yard. Sometimes houses come with small yards. Grow bags are wonderful to get great aeration, and it's really worked for me this year, let me tell you. You see my garden, if you watch my garden tour, and you can catch yesterday's garden tour right here, y'all. Just throwing that out there. Put the bit of Joby's. There we go. And then stir it on up. Get that stirred really well. Getting it down into the soil. There we go. Get some water in this top part of the soil. All right. And I just wanted to at least do this part so y'all knew how I prepared the soil each time. So, now y'all, I'm going to sit this down because I've got to very carefully dig into this planter. So what you do is just very gently, and I watered him. What I do every time before I get ready to transplant, I water it at least a few hours before really well, or the night before. What I did last night, water it really, really well, because you want the plant to be as healthy as you can make it, because you're going to bring a shock to the plant. At least that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. So, you dig down in with your hands. Sorry, y'all. I like to get my hands dirty with the soil. It's my favorite part. Like a little kid. And there's lots of roots kind of sticking, so I'm trying to be gentle, but also get the plant out and get as much of the root system as I possibly can. And then I get some of the soil off, but not too much, because you want a little bit of the good nutrients that already is growing in. There we go. And my jalapeno, or not my, I don't know which one it is yet till we get peppers, but my plants don't have such of a long root system. Now the tomatoes do, and that's one of the reasons why I try and just put one pepper plant in with the tomatoes. So yeah, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna get this one, get back over to our original bag, and then you're gonna dig a nice deep hole so you cover up all your roots. then I'm going to gently pack the soil around the base. Okay. And then water the roots, the base of the plant. Do not get water on your leaves or on your flowers because it will give it a potential to get disease. And I give it a good soaking because, again, it's going to be in shock for the next few days. And I keep it where it just gets partial sun, because if you put it out in the full sun, especially at these temperatures here, it's not going to make it. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So it is time to open up and give some growing room to all the purple cone flowers. So it's a little crowded in there, y'all. I've already started working on it. Had some technical difficulties, but it's better now. So what I do is gently get to the root system. They're a lot looser than the pepper and tomato plants, so it's a lot easier to get in there. And I do it with my hands. If you need garden gloves, that's okay. I understand. I love getting my hands dirty. And then what I did with these, I had recorded, but it didn't save because I had too much storage. So what I do is I look for dead or really kind of unhealthy leaves, and you gently pull them down and away. So that's how you get rid of that. And I am going to finish this up, and then I will take a picture of everything at the end so you can see everything in its own spot to have plenty of growing room for the rest of the season. So as always, if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to join my journey and just watch my gardening and whatever else you enjoy here. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you on Monday for the health update.